Hey everyone. So today we are diving into what is honestly the ultimate underdog story from the world of classical music. We're going to talk about an instrument that went from being just a background character to the absolute star of the show. It's proof that a sidekick can totally become a superhero. Let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? Maybe in a group project or on a sports team. Like you're the one doing all the crucial work behind the scenes, setting up the big moments, but someone else always seems to get the spotlight. Well, for hundreds of years, that was basically the life of the viola. It was the ultimate support character, the real unsung hero of the orchestra. So let's properly meet our overlooked hero, the viola. The easiest way to think of it is as the middle child of the string family. You know, it's constantly stuck between its super famous older sibling, the violin, and the super deep, cool cello. For centuries, it just kind of blended in.
Now, at a glance, a violin and a viola look almost identical. But trust me, the small differences change everything. The viola is a little bit bigger than a violin, and its strings are thicker, which gives it a totally different vibe. So instead of that bright, super high sound of the violin, the viola has this deeper, warmer, more mellow voice. While the violin is getting all the flashy solos, the viola is the secret weapon that makes the entire orchestra sound better. It's the harmonizer. Yes, this is the perfect way to put it. If the orchestra was a raid party in a video game, right, the violins would be the DPS characters, dealing all that high damage. The cellos would be the sturdy tanks. And the viola, it's the essential support class. Its job isn't about dealing the final blow, it's about casting buffs, healing, and filling in all the harmonic gaps to make the whole team win. Seriously, without it, the whole sound just feels kind of empty. And this whole support role thing, it wasn't just a temporary gig. We're talking for a really long time. The viola was just stuck there in the middle, playing these simple backup parts while all the other instruments got the glory and the big flashy solos. Let's take a look at just how long this journey was. This timeline really puts it in perspective. The viola shows up way back in the 16th century, and for the next few hundred years, we're talking during the time of massive composers like Bach, it's mostly just hanging out in the background, playing chords. It's not until the classical era that composers start to go, wait a minute, that thing has a really cool, unique voice. But then the Romantic era hits, and the game completely changes. This right here was the viola's ultimate glow-up. The Romantic era was its main character moment. This is when it finally stepped out of the shadows and walked right into the spotlight. This was it. This was the huge shift. After centuries, literal centuries, of just playing backup harmony, composers finally started handing the viola the lead role, the main melody. It was such a huge deal, a total game changer for the instrument. For the first time ever, it actually got to be the star. So why then? What was so special about this era? Well, Romantic music was all about feelings. We're talking big, dramatic, over-the-top emotions. Composers wanted music that could basically sing like a human voice, with these huge swings from super quiet and delicate to crazy loud and powerful. They needed an instrument that could deliver that emotional punch, and they finally realized the viola's unique voice was absolutely perfect for it. And so you get these huge name composers, guys like Hector Berlioz and Johannes Brahms, who start writing massive solo pieces. We call them concertos, just for the viola. They were basically making a statement saying, hey, this instrument isn't just backup anymore. It can carry the whole show all by itself. Okay, so what is it that makes the viola so special? What are its actual superpowers that composers all of a sudden fell in love with? Let's break it down. It all starts with its tone. And tone is just a word for an instrument's unique personality, its voice. You know, it's the reason a guitar sounds totally different from a piano, even when they're playing the exact same note. And the viola's tone is just different. It's darker and warmer than a violin's. People often describe it as mellow, rich, and incredibly expressive. Honestly, here's the best way to think about it. If the bright violin is like a quick, punchy text message, the viola is like a thoughtful, personal voice note. It just has this depth and warmth to it. And players use these really cool techniques to unlock these superpowers. First up is vibrato. That's when they wiggle their finger on the string, which is basically like adding an emotional Instagram filter to the note. Then there's pizzicato, which is just plucking the string, boop, to get a totally different effect. And then you have double stops, which is playing two strings at the same time. It's like a power-up that makes the sound way richer and more complex. So with this really unique voice and a whole arsenal of cool techniques, the viola had pretty much everything it needed to finally lock in its place as a true solo star. There was just one thing missing. And that was rock star players. I mean, every instrument needs its heroes, right? And for the viola, that was musicians like Lionel Curtis and William Primrose. These guys became the first viola superstars, or virtuosos. They were so unbelievably skilled that they inspired a whole new generation of musicians to take the viola seriously as a solo instrument. So what's the one big takeaway from all of this? I think it's that the viola's journey is the perfect example that every voice, no matter how quiet or overlooked, even the one that's stuck in the middle, deserves its chance to sing its own melody.
And that kind of leaves me with a question for you. Think about your favorite games or TV shows or even sports teams. What other support class do you think deserves its own solo spotlight? Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.